just like I'm fucking pro-union, man. I'll sit right here and say it now. I'm fucking 1,000%. I'll be the guy. I'm not scared. I'll sit here and say we need a fighters union, 1,000,000,000%, especially with the new owners coming in. And I think now's the time. And I think not just because pay. There's so much more, like health insurance and retirement. And I mean, a buddy of mine, he works in Las Vegas and he runs a bulldozer. If it wasn't for the union, he'd be making like $9 an hour, but because of the union and all, because of so much that goes involved, he has a health plan, he has, it's like a real job, you know what I mean? And we're one of the only sports teams that do not have a union, and we have no direction. We have no one to stand up for the fighters' rights. If something bad were to happen to someone, no one backs him. It's just him alone, and then just kind of gets washed out. So we need people to stand up and fight for it, man. And I'll gladly put my head on the chopping block and say I'll be the front face of this motherfucker. So. Yeah, it was cool. It was cool to talk to him, hearing his views and his points, and he's not just like a racist bigot, like people think, like, oh, he wants to build a wall and scam the Mexicans out of here. Like, no, he doesn't. Like, just listen. Like, I understand that's what your aunt's telling you when she's drinking wine on Saturday night, but that's not really what's happening, And when you have to look, I mean, just talking politics is crazy, but when we have two options, we got to go. Do we go with the indicted girl who's full of shit, or do we go for the wild Conor McGregor, Trump? So it's kind of like, who do we go with? He's really, if you sit and listen to his points, he's good. He's trying to bring money to the middle class, which is most of the guys that are fighting the UFC and most of the guys that support the UFC, the middle class, working class. He's trying to bring the tax bracket down to 15% for those guys. I mean, there's a lot of like solid points he's talking about, and yeah, he said some outlandish things about building the wall, and I mean, but I don't know. This is like turning into a political rally right here, right? So I don't fucking know. I voted Trump. That's what I did.
Definitely this fight with Carolina, it's a big challenge for me, but I will win this fight, and you're going to be surprised how I'm going to win this fight. I know that I'm not the prettiest one. I'm not having big boobies, or I'm not American, but I want to people remember me as the best female fighter and as the undefeated MMA and the UFC champion of the world. I want people to talk about me in 5, 10 years, 20 years, that I was one of the best MMA female fighters, that I was one of the best UFC champions in the world back in the day. This is what I want, but I just want to retire as undefeated champion. This is my goal. This is my dream, and I want to make this dream become alive. That's what I want.
Awesome. Thank you, Joanna.
Thank you.
Joanna, you are an original gangster.
Who said that? Tyrone?
What's up? How you doing?
What's up? I'm good. Good to hear you.
Mark turned down the upcoming UFC 206 fight against Junior Dos Santos because, the UFC wouldn't agree to the terms that we had proposed. So they haven't, the UFC folks, they haven't shut any doors on us, and they haven't said we'll never talk to you about a provision like this in the contract. But the door's open. I'm waiting for my phone to ring for the UFC to call us and come up with a resolution. Normally, I just file a lawsuit, or I just wait until the Lesnar hearing to file a lawsuit. But we're coming out and talking about it because we want to resolve it, and he wants to fight. He just wants fair fights, and that's what the UFC anti-doping policy. That's what they state is the goal of it, is to have a level playing field, and it's not. as evidenced by the history just with Mark Hunt. And Mark, he can speak about other, I haven't done all the research on other fighters, but it's not just Mark who's, fighting juicers and having their brand suffer from it, or, having their health put at risk.
We're always going to aim for that finish. I don't like going saying, oh, I'm going to knock him out, or I'm gonna dodge choke him. I like to say, I'm going to finish that fool. Second round. I ran into that dude about 3 times here. And a little interesting fact for you guys, he's actually a fan of mine. He was following me on Twitter, following me on my Periscope and on my Instagram, and liking all of my stuff. Kind of weird, but I'm inside of his head. He's looking past me, he's looking at, oh, I'm opening up a gym, oh, I'm worried about my coach, I'm worried about this, I'm worried about that. Well, honestly, you need to worry about me, homie. El Kukui, it's coming for you, homes. McNuggets versus Alvarez. Honestly, I hope they both knock each other out. That dude doesn't pose a threat for me, neither does Khabib or anybody else in this division. Once I'm done with this division, I'll drop to 145. I'll beat everybody's ass there. Bump back up to 170 and do that same thing there, because I knocked everybody out at 175 at the Ultimate Fighter season finale. You never hear McGregor or Alvarez or anybody else in this division saying my name. Why? Because they're fucking lame. You guys want to talk all that shit and fucking try to have the big cash fights, that's fine with me. Ooh, you're getting me amped up here, guys. McGregor, Alvarez, I really don't care. They can do whatever they're going to do. They can knock each other off for all I care about. Whoever's next in front of me afterwards, I'm not really worried about it. What sounds better than 11-1, 12-1. That's how it always is for me, and that's how it'll always be. Just because you guys want me to have the belt does not mean that I'm going to do what you guys tell me, because I've always been an OG, and creativity is one of my things. So when I go out there, I'm going to paint that picture for the rest of the division, and at 145, at 155, and at 170.
To all you haters out there,
fuck you!